walking the spirit is difficult, dealing with all of the ignorance. But in the Bible, and still talking about the Bible, what is the benefit? Everything about you counterfeit, there ain't no rebuttal you can counter with. On the internet, you the master teacher, in real life, you powerless. Keep it real with you, I don't have time for this, I ride for this, my forefathers died for this. They cry for this opportunity, presently I possess, and right now you are the opposite. If you walk in love, you fulfill the law, don't get involved and you ain't giving it all. If you ever think it's cool to threaten another man's family, then you already lost. Chemtrails got aluminum, heavy metal saturate the atmosphere. Manhattan Project, time travel, Mandela effect, what happened here? GMO food processing to the whole world become obsolete. A black man who believes in Jesus, got my own team taking shots at me. You trespassing on property that you don't fully understand properly. All the back and forth, that's not for me, that's for ROC and the War Machine. If we ride together, then we ride together. If we can't do it, I'd rather leave. I still stand on the word of God till the day I die and no longer breathe. We trapped inside the diaspora, nightmares of the massacre. Cold sweat, I'm below deck in the middle passage, just a passenger. Revolutionary hardcore, liberation, that's a hard job. You ain't ready, you a oddball, keep your mouth closed like lockjaw. I learned trying to bring people together on the same page, make them separate. All the talk about reconciliation, when the time come, you hesitate. If Jesus was able to sit at the table with a bunch of sinners, you very fake. Your steps ordered by the Lord, and how it was yesterday, your big mistake. We the city sitting on the hill, guess it all depends on how you live. Guess it all depends on how you feel, and we both know that ain't God's will. I stood on what I felt was right, I don't never question if God's real. Trapped inside this matrix, I'm about to pop the red and the blue pill.
Bless them which persecute you, bless and curse not. Rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that weep. Be of the same mind one toward another. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Be not wise in your own conceits. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, said the Lord. Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. Romans 12:14-21.
Peace, peace, peace. What it is, it's your brother Tyvon Swainell, a.k.a. the Orthodox Moor, a.k.a. the Seven Pillar Saracen, a.k.a. Brother Moor. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day. Real quick, I wanted to bring some more DNA information of my own out to the forefront. Before I showed on my ancestry or my tree ancestry, I showed my 23andMe results. In this video, I'm going to be showing my tree ancestry results with my family tree DNA, raw data, and do so before my time expires. So without further ado, family, let's get into this. So as I showed you last time in my analysis summary, we can get into all kind of interesting stuff. It looks a little bit different now. There's some new sites on here, or some new features on the site. But getting right into it, my ancient peoples, or your closest ancient populations, it says is Yoruba and Al-Andalus. It gives me Yoruba peoples, Al-Andalus, Guanches, and Bantu peoples. It gives me, well, let's look into this real quick. It gives me a distance of 15.06 with Yoruba plus Al-Andalus. It gives me a distance of 19.52 with Yoruba plus Guanches, and it gives me a distance of 19.97 with Bantu plus Al-Andalus. Let me check, see what the info says about the distance here. It says, what do these numbers mean? Genetic distance measures how close you are to a given sample. 10 means this is your ancient ancestry. 20 means this is part of your ancestral link. 30 means possibly related to your ancestry. There you go. Has some interesting stuff and some breakdowns for the Yoruba people. If you want to pause this up and read this, you are more than welcome to do so. but I always find this information to be quite interesting. But yeah, shout out to all my Yoruba peoples and whatnot. As a matter of fact, that's something I already knew. I've probably already said this before, but yeah, I had people in my family that I married into Yoruba, and they told me that they told us that our father looked quite Yoruba. But then I got the people of Island of Luz. Shout out to the Court of the Caliphate. And again, if you want to pause it up and get into the information here, you are more than welcome to do so. Yeah, shout out to all my Moorish peoples. This one's interesting. This is the Guanches. And this is quite interesting. Like, so if you go to my DNA video where I do with my patrilineal DNA, you'll see that my father's my Y DNA, my father's DNA, is also held amongst a portion of the people in the Guanches and whatnot. I'm a very rare DNA for people of West African descent. I have EM33. Most people are EM 180 or some form of E1B1A. I am E1A. Yeah. Shout out to the Guanches. And then the Bantu peoples. Show migration patterns, etc. And again, feel free to pause this up and check out what it's saying about the Bantu peoples and the Bantu expansion, etc. Shout out to all my Bantu peoples. And let's see what it says here. For the ancient samples. Again, this is where they give you like a broad map for they give you a base breakdown. Everyone gets the same list, and then you get different percentages based upon this list. This is obviously not like a representative of the entire world. So for instance, I have a good chunk of Native American DNA. It does not represent 100% well here. You know what I'm saying? But with that, I'm just going to get into a few of these right quick. You can see here that it says here that I'm 36.2% connected to the Yoruba peoples, 32.5% connected to the Bantu peoples, 8.65% connected to the Khoisan peoples, 5.83% connected to the Moorish peoples, 4.99% connected to the Saka, 3.62 connected to Roman Hispania, 2.85 connected to the Guanches, etc., Proto-Hungarians, on and on and on and on and on and on. I think this is where I go. Yeah, and this gives you another concept of where you connect with a genetic distance to people in time, which is very interesting. And so again, let me get the info on this one. Again, the smaller numbers means closer matches to you. Let's see what the info says. Same thing. Again, 10 means this is your ancient ancestry. 20 means this is part of your ancestral link. 30 means possibly related to your ancestry. So let's see what it's saying for me. I believe this is saying like pretty much the same thing it did for my previous one with the 23andMe breakdown. But this is saying here that I'm 6.746 at that distance with post-Reconquista Granada, 1550 AD, and that I'm 8.845 at a genetic distance with the Moorish Court of the Caliphate at 950 AD, etc. Then you see me in Tanzania, and then you see Kenya, Congo, Kenya, ancient Ethiopia, etc., etc. And the biggest number it gives me is 15.45. Enter the ancient Kenya at 2500 BC at a distance of 14.17. And this is one of my favorite areas because this is the modern populations, and so this is very much like GEDmatch to where they match you up with different things. And so this is slightly different with my first than my first one. It's almost identical with one difference. My first one had Yemen on it, and did not have Ethiopian Jewish. This one does have Ethiopian Jewish. So it says that I'm connected to the Lemba tribe at a distance of 24. The Biaka Pygmies at a distance of 26.31. Moroccan at a distance of 28.93. Ethiopian at a distance of 31.35. Puerto Rican at a distance of 31.93. Lemba at a distance of 32.17. Mozabite at a distance of 32.36. And again, Mozabite is a type of Berber. And Ethiopian Jewish at 34.05. And again, this is a site that I like using because I find it very interesting because this is the only other site besides GEDmatch that I've seen use Lemba in terms of its genetic distancing. And this breakdown is very similar to how GEDmatch does its stuff. And yeah, so here it says that 5 means you are close. You're close to this population. 10 means you could find it you could fit into this population. 15 means you're related. It means a related population. And so here they give a map of about 30 dots of what you're connected to. It gives you and roughly, I think, 30 dots on here. And with this, the info says the principal component analysis is a statistical procedure that lets you visualize relationships in sets of data. It is ideally suited for visualizing genetic distance and relatedness among samples and populations. Your DNA is the red star. Modern populations are shown as blue and gray circles. This plot helps you understand how you fit with modern populations. If you're primarily from a single background, you should appear near your closest populations. If you are a mix of 2+ populations, you tend to appear directly between the dots. Note, some populations may be missing and more will be added over time. So in my first video, I said, if this extended past like 8 dots, you'd probably see Ethiopian Jewish as one of my next ones. And ironically, this one does have Ethiopian Jewish as one of my 8 dots. As did my brother, Anonymous Hebrew. And I do believe my brother, Yehukanan. Shalom, shout out to you, brother. Along with the Lemba, etc. You can see Bantu as well. And again, just like the first one, you can see where the Yemen is also there, Egypt, Jordanian, Libyan Jewish, Algerian Jewish, Moroccan Jewish, Ashkenazi, Jew Romania, Costanoan, V Ashkenazi. I gotta find out what that V Ashkenazi is. I'm not certain how they break it off from the other one. Greek South, I believe it says, Tatar Crimea, Uzbek, Puerto Rican, Mexican, Serrano, Miwok, Bashkir, Kochimi, Colville, Australian. So like what's different than this is, from GEDmatch is GEDmatch doesn't give you something like this. GEDmatch actually stops you at a list of 20. Like, so here they give you a list of 8. GEDmatch gives you a list of 20. Then here they actually go to like 30, which is interesting. I think that's a real interesting breakdown. But just like in my first one, the only difference with the Jewish connections is that 1, Ethiopian is lit up, and then 2, this one does not have Tunisian Jewish, but the rest of them are still there. And I believe this one has V Ashkenazi, where the other one was not there, or it was not there on the first one. Let's see what else we can play with here. Cheap. Oh, you want to be slow? They have a map on here as well. And they have something new called an ancestral globe, where you can play with it a little bit different. But yeah, I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way right quick. Start off in Do I gotta do a time lapse in Europe? Or will you just show me? Oh, I guess I gotta do the ancestral globe. West. So, okay. Like the Moorish quarterback Caliphate, 950 AD. Genetic distance of 8.845. And they also have the Post Reconquista Granada, 1550 AD. This is just showing you a map of the genetic distance I just showed you in a previous screen. So again, you can see Africa. Oh, why are you hating? There we go. You can see me all the way down this way, 1750 AD. Again, you can see with Ethiopia, you only do it with the globe so you can see what they're saying. That is better. I do like that. To where the information actually just comes up. So this is in the Congo, 1750 AD. Yellow dot. I like that joint. Let me see what them yellow dot joints say. Kenya, Egerton Cave, age 200 AD. That's what's up. Tanzania, 600 AD. Wow, that's what's up. 1250 AD. Ancient Kenya, 1600 BC. Again, 1500 BC. And then I think this one up here, one of these is the 20. Yeah, Ancient Ethiopia, 2500 BC. Super interesting stuff. And again, are you just smarter than me? Let's see, how do I get to the Americas? Oh, I can just show you that anyway. Just do it like this. And so, again, what I like about this site is I have a good chunk of Native American DNA. And so it also shows that. And so, again, Yoruba 1800 AD, Maya 1990 AD, Amerindian 1700 AD, Aztec times 2 1545 AD, all the way up to Amerindian 300 BC. Shout out to all the Native American family. Shout out to all the African family. Shout out to all the Iberian family. And I think that pretty much wraps it up for this one. Stay tuned, family. I'm going to be doing another one for my heritage DNA. And then I will be doing an analysis of compare and contrast between all three different results and averaging them out. But again, this is my true ancestry. You can get what I'm showing you now is just a free profile. You can use it for, I think, like 50 some odd hours before it expires for free. Then you got to start paying for stuff. You can upgrade all kind of things and whatnot, but the free stuff that you get, I think it's pretty interesting. It's not like, if you're in the DNA, it's not bad at all to go check out. You get a lot of interesting stuff with it. And like I said, for those who are interested in the Lemba thing, for instance, as well, with that family, I appreciate you. I hope this was interesting for you. With that family, I say peace and love.
I like the way this feel, yeah. Let my soul cry, yeah, yeah, yeah. Minister, we gonna speak from the heart on this one. Hey, I'm perfect. performing lyrical funerals, no obituary. I killed your boy and brought him back to life, pet cemetery. My anointing not based on attendance at a seminary. Scarlet witches, they attracted to the visionary. Everywhere I go, I bring the word with me, missionary. Soldier drafted in the war machine, military. Pay attention, what I'm saying to you, legendary. You got the demeanor of a front desk secretary. That mean you take the calls, but you don't make the calls. That's why you hate, cause ain't nothing fake about me at all. Now I dare you try to say that with a straight face. My delivery in tip-top great shape. I'm too advanced for you, light years, space age. No evolution for you cavemen, stone age. I'm a thoroughbred, rock solid. I came from the bottom to the top, rock climbing. I grew up in the hood, pros and cons. That's that full court pressure when the amalanche roll out the stretch. Why can't you see it's not logical? And you live diabolical. Boy, your point of view smaller than the hair follicle molecule. This for all of them that follow you, smoking all of them barbecue. When I pull up, your voice on correct itself with no auto-tune. I got a whole nother level that I can enter whenever I gotta deal with the devil. I pick a whole nother method. I hear a whole lot of yapping. They wanna see my reaction. Really out here in the community making it happen. I don't really think they understand the dilemma. They ain't looking in the man in the mirror. I can't say it in the clearer. The plan is very simple. It's time to start playing in the temple. Before somebody come and put the can on your temple. Reaching like a baby with his hand for the nipple. The Grand Reaper coming with his hand on the circle. In the van coming with a ram with it. When the van come and get him. I am so glad that I changed up. Made it out of where I came from. Watch for the slide and the hook of the slow ball, fastball, and that change up. That ghetto lifestyle, it changed us. Go back to visit, it ain't changed much. Only difference is now the way that my brain process information. And Satan, but after my license, day one, let me say something. Only reason that I'm still alive today because God's grace is amazing. Just another raisin in the sun. Dream deferred when things occur. Now you getting served right on the curb like a lemonade stand. I just gave you the benediction, let the whole church say amen.